we watched a retracement in the crypto market. It's been positive to see the price moving from 53,000 levels back towards 58,000. But what's the reality? Where are we right now? If you look at this 3-day chart of Bitcoin, you can clearly see that we are coming back to a retest. If you want some more volatility, go to a daily chart. It gives you perfect measure. As you can see, this is a critical retest. Yes, for sure, you do have a divergence. And that's bullish divergence, which shows you bulls are interested in buying into these assets. When you're looking at XRP, it had a long wick to the downside. The price actually boiled down towards 0.37, now standing at 0.44. So if you do look at XRP on the weekly, this is a critical range where it is breaking to the downside, which honestly doesn't look that good. Now, we had similar movement in the market back in the time where we went through to the downside. Point is, you need to go back up within the next 2 candles. If not, it is going to be some more choppy session there. However, the entire market is not that bad. While Bitcoin broke its key level of support, Ether is still holding on to that, and this bounce off from that support of 2,800 shows the positive influence of the ETF. That speculation is still buying air, which means more bulls are entering at this territory. So Bitcoin holding on to 58,300, 58,500 level is a good thing. But if you can see a break of 59 and the daily close for tomorrow, which will bring the weekly candle close, this is going to shift into that territory where you will see a lot more bulls active. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. If you're looking at the Bitcoin on a weekly, we do have a huge movement in the price action where the price is going below the moving average. If you do look at this trend formation, we are still looking at somewhat a movement like this on the weekly. However, the support for this particular move is a little bit lower. But the question is, if you want to see a reversal, which level should we actually break? And that level is 62 on this trend. So if you're monitoring this channel, that then shows you the reality of 62,000. If you're looking at the entire trend where it's going up, 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 fine. Now you're looking at this pattern, which is a broadening wedge. That's okay. If you see a bounce around that 54 going back up to 67, then the argument is you're still inside this. But then you need to break this channel back up to make this a fake out. I mean, why not a break and a fake to the downside as well? We got something similar to the upside last time. So if we get that, okay, things change immediately. There's a lot of bullish momentum coming in. However, you're still early in this month and we're waiting for the monthly candle close. We have been choppy in this region for some time, and now that you're watching the price slowing down, the question of this level of support remains to be seen. If the price action on the monthly for Bitcoin breaks this critical level of support, which is on a monthly chart, now that's more than likely to say the wave 2 correction is done. It's going to go here to the downside. Wave 3 is going to be very small. It may not look big. So the wave 1, the wave 2, the wave 3 would be something similar here. But then the correction after wave 2 has been 55% last time. If we put that here, now that's 44. So you want to get 55. Now you're talking about a possible retracement to 30,000 levels, which looks a little bit too much. Because if you're following the trend, yeah, it came back to the trend line, kind of close to that. And if we are looking for such trend line, we'll have to argue that that's somewhere close to 47, 45. That's okay. Now, that would mean this time around the drop is comparatively smaller. Now, that has been true. Because historically, each of these drops in these cycles have been 30, 35, 40%. Now, if you look at this, instead of a 40% move, in the entire cycle this time we got 20, 21. That's positive, which means now we are focusing more on the altcoin side, where the altcoin market is still strong. Say you're looking at this altcoin side view using the Bitcoin dominance. And the Bitcoin dominance is still waiting at this rejection. On a weekly, if you do see that getting rejected and breaking lower, it's much appreciated by the bulls in the market. Because if not, if this breaks to the upside, there's going to be a panic. But right now, look at the market narrative. Say, Carl actually highlights the fact that, yeah, the German government, they have been dumping Bitcoin. Sure, that added to the fuel to the downside. Right now, they're buying it back. And they bought back like 2,000 Bitcoins. And the argument which he makes clearly is sensible. Maybe they realize they can't print Bitcoin like they fiat. And if you look at what's happening, liquidity is coming back. M2 money supply means the circulating supply in the market is increasing. So one way or the other, fiat is increasing. So this is actually true. They are now understanding that they'll have to pump more fiat into their currency ecosystem, while the price against Bitcoin, if you look at it, Bitcoin value goes up. So why would they dump everything they have? So without making much of a loss or making some profits, because they would have sold at 60, 62 level and they're buying back around 56, 55, 56, that's cool. They're making profit in Bitcoin terms, meaning they made more Bitcoin. Fine. But then if you look at this, the narrative is a little bit positive. The way CZ is actually coming back, it is positive, because if you look back when he was crude, that was negative for the market. So when he's getting the bail kind of scenario, it should be positive, because now you're watching, we're close to this level. Even a long way to the upside, if it can go up to $60,000 mark, that's liquidation scenario. You're watching a lot of stop losses in that region, which gives you some idea, because the market usually want to get that liquidity, or in other words, the market usually travels in the direction of least resistance. So if you watch the price pumping off from a certain region, that shows there is a lot of resistance to the downside, which we call support. So that is sensible here on a daily chart of Bitcoin while we get the bullish divergence. So yes, you'll need a bit more patience to see how this evolves. Maybe this is going to be just a normal bounce where you come back up here. It's going to be a double bottom scenario. You pump back up to 62. Maybe you again come back to 52. That's a possibility there. Negative possibility with time. Whereas if you're looking at the positive scenario, you'll have to argue that we are holding on to this level. That in itself is a bullish scenario. We didn't break that low, which we made on the May 1st of this year. So if we sustain that range, then your range bound highs for Bitcoin remain 72. You go up, you come back down. You go up, you come back down. If you bounce off, then the old story which we've been talking come back alive, which means this. You come back down to that choppy region, test that, and then slowly pick back up. Are we going back there? We're not sure yet, but the divergence give you some idea. In other words, we had a similar divergence here where the price was going lower and the RSI was going higher. Was it one day to the upside? Boom. No, it was choppy. It was really choppy. From the bottom, the price action actually remained there, slowly grinded to the upside. The breakout came 38 days after that. So let's put that into the perspective. If we say this is the bottom and we're looking at that 38 days mark, that takes us like just before the mid-August range. So literally a month is going to be really choppy. We just saw some choppy movement and then a huge drop, right? Inside the range. However, if you do zoom out a little bit, you don't have to go like, 10, 15 years. You're just looking at last 1 year or 6 months. Still your trend is this. You go up, you chop. You go up, you chop. You go up. So while you still remain above 56,000 level, that's very much positive. If you do see a break to the downside on a daily and the daily closes there, it's negative. Now, right now the price is testing this particular region, which is 58,300, 58,500. That level being broken within the next 24 hours for the weekly candle close is going to be one of the most bullish scenario which you can look at this point. The market is not at 100,000, but at this point, if you want to see a reversal signal, this is what you're waiting for. So guys, if you received value for your time, smash that like button for me. And if you want updates on the crypto market at the real time, please look at the link in the description below to join the Scientific Investor family. I'll be traveling this week from tomorrow, so I'm not sure about the next video, but I'll try my max to upload that video before I take my flight. So guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.